Amen. Come on, put your hands together and let's celebrate the Lord today. Listen, as many of you know, we're getting ready for a big election here in the city of Houston. And it is so important that we make sure that our voice is heard and our vote is counted. Now, I would ask y'all how many of you have voted in the have done early vote. I'm not going to ask, but I see somebody already say, I've done it. You've still got until Friday to cast that vote before the election date on the 7th. So it is critical that we make sure that you vote. This year is important. We've enjoyed great leadership here in the city of Houston, but we got to make sure that thing keeps going. Now listen, we have also been privileged to have, I believe, one of the greatest congressional leaders that this state and nation has ever known in the 18th Congressional District. I've known her for over 25 years. I have worked with her extensively. Nobody works harder than Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee. Nobody. And we want to make sure that she continues in that effort. So today, I want you to know how much I believe in this candidate for mayor for the city of Houston. Would y'all help me celebrate Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee?
It is good to be at the Luke. God bless you all. It is good to be in the house of the Lord. It is a mighty blessing to be able to see you, Dr. Sloan. Thank you so very much. And Dr. Sloan, First Lady, thank you so very much for working with us during the pandemic, showing up and helping people who were struggling. Thank you for this church that I stood by as we gave out food. The Luke is always on the front lines. I know that your executive pastor, Pastor Walker, will break the word of life, and I will take just a moment. But I know if I'm going to be victorious, I better make it to the Luke, because I know there are a couple of you that live in the city of Houston, or you've got family in the city of Houston. Is that right? And I couldn't come on a better Sunday than to celebrate breast cancer survivors and to honor those who may have lost their battle. I am a breast cancer survivor, so I join with my sisters and even brothers that are on the battlefield. Let me take a moment to say this. You will be seeing and have seen a dumping of all kinds of millions of dollars of ads. I am the little red engine that can, and the David to the Goliath. When people ask me to come home to make that decision, I did not do it lightly. Love the United States Congress, have been able to serve you extensively, bring almost $1 trillion to this community. And I know that you have seen me not in just visibility, but you've seen me working with my hands. I have no shame for getting down where it needs to be with our community. And I work from young people to elderly to senior citizens. So let me make it very clear. I know how to be a chief executive. I served on the Houston City Council, Deputy Commissioner of Agriculture for the state of Texas, and yes, almost 20-some years in the United States Congress, Chief Deputy Whip, and have a worldwide portfolio. God has blessed me to represent this nation from the Mideast to Africa to South and Central America to the Asian Pacific, and of course, places beyond. I want to bring an international leadership to this city. I want to recognize veterans who are here. This will be a place for them. This will be a place for our seniors. It'll be a place for our families. It'll be a place for our young people. We will not fight crime alone. We will not allow someone to beat us to death with the high crime statistic. I'm mad about crime, but I will find a smart way to do it, working with Chief Finner, who is, by and large, one of the best chiefs of police in the nation. We will work with HPD, but we will work with the constables and the sheriffs. It's no sense having tunnel vision. Let them all work together. We will target high crime areas, but we'll also work with the federal government to get rid of the guns on the street, to intervene in young people's lives about violence, nothing wrong with that, and to work with federal grants to stop gun violence. You have to be smart and tough on crime. We'll build housing, but we'll work with neighborhoods to build that housing in the neighborhoods defined as they desire. We'll use small developments like large developers. We'll let you help build churches. Maybe the Luke wants to build housing rather. We'll invigorate our health department. Dr. Sloan has told me about that. We'll focus on mental health services, women's reproductive rights. We'll be able to give more information about breast cancer. We'll have the disparity diseases like this, diabetes and others. I've given them more money for things like visual and otherwise. And then, of course, we'll be real about climate change, renewable energy. And we'll ask our rich corporate community to invest in this city. We have the seventh largest economy in the United States. Most people don't know that. Those dollars can be used to help our school districts, to help our parks and recreation. Yesterday, I was part of giving $9 million to the Tidwell Park with my dear friend, Representative Thompson, and gave 15 to be able to build the state-of-the-art Olympic pool in Tidwell in Northeast Houston, where some of you came. The first in this city. I don't need to talk about what I'm going to do. I'm not being rude. I just want you to know what I have to know what I am going to do. And I cannot fight crime or do anything without reinvigorating the relationship between the faith community. I will not be ashamed. I will not stand back. You can be so effective in so many different aspects of governance under 501c3s. And so we will work together. There's a litany of things I can talk about. You didn't hear me say potholes. There's a $1.7 trillion federal bill that still exists. The monies will still be in. We need to put a real plan together with new technology to try to fix these potholes. But we got to be honest with you. The topography, the soil, the porousness, the humidity, the hurricane, where we live, we're in a tropical area, if you will. And so we fix them, they go back. But let's find a way to use the technology that they can last, or do the whole street. Let's use the drainage fee for what it should be, helping you with drainage. Let's work on flood mitigation as I've done in every bio. And let me finish by saying, yes, we have to balance the budget. I have to give you a structurally balanced budget. 2024 will be balanced. 2025 will be okay. And then we have the head-on collision potential. That is enough time to work with sharp financial minds to develop a budget that prioritizes what you need and still is balanced. But it's not my way or the highway. We have to work with council members, and I'm the only one that's sat on that council seat as an at-large council member, working with all the council members. So let me leave you by saying the final conclusion of what I want this city to be is an open, transparent city where everyone can sit at the seat of empowerment. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't need to tear down an administration that Mayor Turner has done to build up. I don't need to find ills of this city. I know there are problems that I can fix. And so you have to be my backbone. Those of you who are in the city or have relatives in the city can volunteer or help us through the week or be at polls. That can make a difference. But it's got to be a group effort. And I say this across the city because I expect to have people from all over. My portfolio in the Congress, I did not close my door to anyone. They weren't in my district. They called from way out. Keep that a secret. We help them. And as I close, let me say and prove that I helped them. I got Wasi and Sammy here. Stand up. These are Afghan brothers. They were Afghan soldiers that worked alongside of our U.S. soldiers. They were stuck. Wasi was stuck at the border. They called him a terrorist. I'm smart enough to know what the situation is. As they said, he came by foot, bus, and everything else to try to escape out of Afghanistan. He got left. So I took him and said he was alongside our men and women. And here they are now. He's got asylum. He wants to do anything he can to help this country. And I said, well, come join me this morning. So get a little taste. So we'll know which one of these he's going to join. But give them a hand, please. They are Afghan soldiers. That's the kind of city we're going to have. Everybody is going to have their place. And young people, let me say this, because I age backwards and I'm your contemporary. I'm planning on opening the doors to you to commissions and boards. And then I'm going to have a tech city. And then the final thing is, I don't want us eyeballing Tyler Perry, love him to death, or Hollywood. We're going to do an entertainment complex where you can do music, you can write music, you can publish, you can write books, you can also do short films. We're going to get some of those recording BMIs to come down here. I'm going to find a way. And we're going to have the Hollywood Houston right here, or Houston Wood. And we're going to let you produce right here. So, Pastor, I have taken the time to try to invest in this great audience, but let me end by simply saying, come with me to be the next mayor of the city of Houston, the mayor that you can trust, the mayor that you know cares about you, and the mayor that change you can believe in. Ride with Sheila Jackson Lee into the future for the city of Houston. Sheila for mayor, Sheila Jackson Lee for the mayor of the city of Houston. We'll go together for the victory.
Come on, one more time. Would y'all help me give it up for Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee? Let me tell you something. Every time we have needed her, she has always been here. And sometimes I've often wondered, how does she do it? She's everywhere at the same time. But when we open our Life Center, when we walked into this church, whenever we have needed to do anything, she has been here. And throughout the storm, she was always present there with us. And so we're grateful for her and grateful for her incredible leadership. Let's make sure we support on this week. Amen. Come on, look at somebody and say, vote early. Vote early. You vote early. Look back out, damn, you vote early. Amen. Make sure, and let's make sure we're sharing with others, encouraging them as well to make sure that they vote. It's critical. I've heard them say that we don't vote, and we meaning people who've been kissed by the sun, that we don't vote, but that is a lie. And so we want to make sure that we continue, and plus we got some blood on them ballots, and we want to make sure that we in no way look past the sacrifices that so many have made just for us to have that privilege. Amen. Amen. Thank you all so much. Thank you so much for your effort and time in that.